Hey, this is Chris Wren again. We're going to talk a little bit about customization within warhammer-mark-of-chaos. Starting out, I just want to say that customization was a really core feature for us to kind of design. We thought it was really important to the player. This game is all about war. It's all about your army and about making it your army. So the single-player campaign really focuses around building up your army the way you want. The multiplayer campaign is really about taking that army online against other people. And so the first thing I'm going to show you here is our army creator. And the idea behind an army creator is that you can essentially build any army you want, any way you want. And in this case I'm going to start from scratch. I've chosen Empire, but you can choose pretty much any army you want, base army to start from. As kind of think of it as like a template. And gives you a nice chance to kind of preview every unit in the game. In this case, these are my champions up here, my heroes. The base units for this army are here, and any kind of siege units that are available for this army, like in this case a Chaos Hell Cannon, is available here. So you have your main units tab and your mercenary units tab. Every army in the game has available mercenaries, like in this case orcs and some goblin champions, as well as goblins, orcs. We've got some trolls, I think, in there. There's a troll. Night goblins for the Chaos Army here. And back to the main champions. I've got this guy's great. This is a sorcerer of Nurgle. He's all about pestilence and sending out poison clouds and all kinds of diseases and fun things like that. So I'm going to go ahead and add him. Really easy, just kind of throw him over, click a button, and he's in my army. Now I have a champion in my army. That's all I've got. You can see I've set a point limit. And the point limit's important because when we play multiplayer games, this is how we kind of do the balancing. So you can decide to make a huge army, in this case 30,000 points. That's a pretty big army, all the way down to about 10,000. And 10,000, it's going to be a little less than a third as big as this, but your points just aren't spent only on units, but on upgrades for those units as well. So taking my Nurgle champion as an example here, I can upgrade him to a level 2 or a level 3 champion. And that will actually give him more hit points, that'll give him more armor, and it'll actually, in this case, give him more magic casting ability. Not only do I have, this basic, 1, 2, 3 level option for my champion, but I've also got the ability to set skills for him. And every skill that I spend on my champion in multiplayer is something that's going to cost me points. It's going to make my champion more expensive. So in this case, I'm going to make him a great duelist and spend, like 15, 20 points here. And let's see, I still got 20 points. I'm going to make him pretty good at basic combat as well. There we go. So he's pretty good. And because I made him a level 3 champion, a 3rd tier champion, that actually makes him a level 40 champion, which has 40 skill points to spend. And you can spend those on, you can put 5 points in a few skills, or you can actually put all your, you spread out your skills across all the disciplines and get a really broad kind of skill set for your character. You can also buy equipment for champions. So this screen within the customization menu will let you buy pretty much anything you want, from armor to weaponry. Everything costs points. So if I want to equip my champion with like a shield and a helmet and all kinds of, let's get him some boots, you can do that here. And each one of these things will add certain bonuses, in this case melee damage, resistances, hit point bonuses, the ability to see farther, run faster, better armor, that sort of thing. And you can really kind of stock up on your champions here. Not only armor and weaponry, but you can actually add things like potions. You can add things like magic artifacts that will spawn new units and do other things for you on the battlefield in real time. So if you want, you can put a lot of points into your champion. Like in this case, I've got a 30,000 point army. I've just spent almost 6,000 points on a single unit in my army. And what we found in multiplayer is a lot of people will go out there with just champions. They'll just stock out 4 champions, to the nines with every possible skill, every possible kind of inventory item. And with each unit, we also want to kind of get you into the whole idea of like who these guys are. So there's a lot of history available here for every single unit in the game. You want to just kind of get caught up on who they are, where they come from, what their tie is to the Warhammer universe. It's all there for you to kind of explore. So I've got him in there, but he's only 1 unit. And I'm feeling kind of lazy, so I don't really want to fill out the rest of my army. So I can just click this one button, and instantly my whole army gets filled out. And I can go through here individually if I want to and adjust some parameters. Like maybe I didn't want these guys to be level 1, I want them, or level 3. I'm going to bring them down, make it a little bit cheaper. These guys, I actually want them to be a little bit more powerful, so I'm going to boost them up a little bit. I got a couple hell cannons. I don't think I need 2 of these, so I'm going to turn 1 off, and I'm actually going to add in, let's see, some more flying units. Can I afford those? No. Can't afford them. Oh, I'm actually full here. I can't do any more. Let me get rid of one of these guys, and then we're going to add in, let's see, hounds. Hounds are fun. And we'll make sure that our hounds are pretty well stocked with attributes, better weapons, better armor, and a higher level. And higher level generally in Warhammer means more units available per regiment. So in this case, as I go up in level, I went from 15 to start. I go up to rank 3. I can actually put 27 in a single unit. So this is one of the ways you kind of make your army bigger over time. You can choose the banner that you live under. These are all Nurgle banners that I started with here. And I can use a default, Nurgle banner if I want, or if I can actually upload my own banners into this editor, and we can share those online. You can give those to friends. When you play, you can actually have a banner that you custom created yourself show up in multiplayer against other players. We'll be shipping with a pretty huge array of banners for you to choose from. But if you want to get out there and you want to make some custom banners for yourselves and your friends, you can do that. We anticipate that there'll be a lot of people playing with clans, things like that. They'll be, basically fighting under the same banner. We wanted to make this a really easy feature for people to customize. So this is the banner. This banner will show up in-game on your unit cards. It'll show up over your units on the battlefield. The enemy will see that when they're fighting you. And so not only can you fill out the banner, not only can you build out your army any way you want, customize your champions any way you want, but you can actually get into the look of every single unit in the army. In this case, I'm just going to randomize a few things. And you can see just like by clicking the random button just how many variations there are with different just pieces for every single unit in the game. And not only do we have different pieces available model-wise to make your units look really unique, but you can actually customize all the colors. So in this case, I'm going to make a pink Chaos Warrior, because pink looks good on Chaos. So here's a hot pink. He looks sexy. That's hot. Let's see if we can get some yellow in there to kind of balance out the pink. Yeah, he looks great. He looks fearsome. But the idea is that you can kind of, customize every single unit in your army. Not just one unit, but actually every single unit of your army has this ability to get the nice pink and yellow colors. The Hounds don't have it, but pretty much every unit in your game has the ability to customize the color scheme so that when you see your army on the battlefield, it's yours. It looks exactly how you wanted it to look. It's got all the customization options that you set for it. It's flying under your banner. The army is made up of units that you put together, champions with abilities and items that you've actually equipped them with. All of this reflecting your strategy, your own personal style. And so when we talk about going online with multiplayer, we've already seen it, and we're continuing to see just like some huge diversity as far as not only how armies look, but how they play. And this is what Warhammer is all about. In the single-player campaign, it's really about kind of telling a cool story and about teaching you how to use these different armies and getting used to the different races in the game and how they all work. And multiplayer is all about taking all of that knowledge, taking all that cool fiction that you've learned about, and building your army, taking it online, so that you can, test your skills against other players in not just single combat, but 2 versus 2, 3 versus 3, alliances, siege battling, all sorts of objective-based online multiplayer, champions dueling. We've got specific multiplayer maps that are just for champions to go at it, kind of a Thunderdome arena multiplayer session. Really easy to kind of hop in, test your champion against someone else's champion. We've also got these huge siege maps that you can play with 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 people over the internet, over the LAN, any way you want. And so not only can you make your armies, make your units, make your champions any way you want, but you can save them every possible way. So if I want to save a unit, I just type in whatever I want, I hit save. So I've now just saved off a color scheme, essentially, which is not only the colors that I've chosen, but also the makeup of every one of the units in this army. Now I've saved that off. I can give that file to a friend of mine. He can import that and actually get his army to look exactly like mine. Maybe he wants to use it as a template for his own army, or maybe he wants to actually play with that exact army online. Not just the look of the army, but actually the makeup of the army as well. He may like the way that my champions behave, so he wants to try out those champions himself. Every one of these files is savable every which way. I can import a color scheme only into any army in my entire catalog. I can give just the color scheme over to a friend. I can give the whole army over to another friend. All this stuff, we made it really easily tradable, easily modifiable. And when you go into multiplayer, you're going to actually pick an army from a list, and that army can be a pre-made army that comes with the game, or it can be any one of the custom armies that you've made for a 10, 15, 20, 25, 30,000 point army for any race in the game. So when you go into multiplayer, it's really just a two-click process. Pick a game, pick your army, hit go, and you go at it. So that's about it for customization. You know, we think that this is going to be a really core feature to the multiplayer experience of warhammer-mark-of-chaos. And you know, not only do we have tools in-game to allow you to customize your armies, but at launch we're going to be releasing a tool that allows you to customize maps and make your own multiplayer maps for use online. So stay tuned for more on Warhammer-Mark-of-Chaos coming out this fall, and we'll see you online.